All right, thanks for tuning in to the back nine. We got Ben Wolff here on hole number 10.
This is one of the holes playing from this shorter tee pad that you could throw on a gold course and be just fine, like dropping this hole on a gold course. That's 800 and something foot par 4. You really got to get this shot fairly far down there and actually stay in the fairway to think about approaching this green, as protected it is by the OB Creek, and
Yep.
it's not far from the creek down there. But you can play this one smart and just walk up, throw a mid or a fairway, and just get over and be in bounds and in the fairway and not have to do anything crazy. But you can watch some guys get way off around the corner to like that far manhole cover, and then you can actually make this shot easier into the green. Otherwise, it's pretty difficult. Yeah, that's
Like
fairly
it's just off to
commonplace.
the
Just a
left there?
little off the left side of the fairway, where you're in the land of you're probably just playing for par unless you got a really nice sidearm.
Oh, yeah, that stood up very nice
Yeah,
there.
this is kind of the safer play, a little further back. You're not fighting on the hillside or anything weird. You're not trying to bring the creek turning one over late into play. But I'd like to watch some of the guys that really rip play this hole. I bet they'd go after this one. This is a pretty shot.
Oh, yeah.
That just
Very
is
nice.
You could walk up there and drop it off the tee, and you would not pick any different spot.
Yep.
Yeah, it's
Oh,
just
little high right.
it's just a tough shot from there, trying to fight through those trees off the tee, because it's such a late turn on this second shot into the green, and everyone is trying not to turn it over too much or go to the right too hard, because there's a creek line running just a little inside right of these trees that is just in the way. So
Looks like he got to the flat spot
yeah, that's
on
the
the
preferred
left side
spot
of the
if you could
fairway.
do it for us old people to not have to run across hillsides or anything. Almost got that one right. It's just a little hard to get right on that. It's hard to willing to commit to throw it at this basket.
Yeah. Yeah, you definitely want to miss about 25 feet left, kind of similar to that area right
This
there.
is a
and still have
wonderful spot right here where
birdie
Clint
look.
is, to bounce back from what happened on the end of the front nine, to get up there and be up there with a nice tap-in
Oh, yeah.
three. Because this was not a very birdied hole this round, I don't think. There's probably only a couple, 2 or 3 maybe on this hole. And this is the land of what happens when you don't commit to your second shot and you just kind of laying up and walking away.
Yeah.
Yes, you'll
And
be
happy about
very
it.
pleased to get that one. That was he took himself a working
Very
man's part
nice.
to get that one, but he got there.
Yep.
They played that basket to make it a really nice par 5.
I just don't know what they do with that hole.
No, I know. You'd have to come up
Yeah.
with another hole.
And now,
But it's like, I agree.
this is another one we're discussing, a longer tee pad and making it a par 5.
Longer than the long?
Longer
yeah,
than
because
the
the
long.
is kind of it's a
Yep.
hole, but it is just kind of a pitch shot, tee shot. I always kind of wanted to play.
That's right.
And this is hole 11, all uphill the whole way of 197 feet. Most of this hole is trying to miss these 2 or 3 trees at the top of the hill. You can go, probably a lot of guys will throw sidearm in this just to get up the hill faster, but you're mostly just hoping to get up here and not take an unfortunate kick and roll backwards down the hill.
It's like Clint up first.
Oh yeah, he got himself a nice bounce back after the unfortunate debacle of hole 9.
It's always nice to go from back of the box to front of the box.
Oh yeah, especially to get one of the harder birdies on the course. Oh,
You good? Come on.
oh, that's a nice. I
Yeah.
think a lot of players will play this hole as a sidearm up the hill because it's 200 foot or whatever it is, but it plays more like 300 or something like that. Oh, that's
Oh,
perfect.
yeah, easily. Wow.
Because there's just
Nice ground play.
one or two little trees up there at the top of the hill that just make it difficult.
Yeah, I think just the amount of uphill and wanting it to sit after it hits is the biggest
And
teeth on
there's
this one.
just enough like brush right here off the beginning of the tee that I made the mistake and turned it into the center tree. But I didn't get a roll away, so you're happy. Because this is one of those holes that it looks pretty benign, but you can just walk away with a 5 or a 6 and you have no idea how you did it. That's a nice little downhill putt. Clint's got himself a back under par after a whoopsie, but that was a good bounce back from what he had done a couple holes ago.
Yep.
And then these guys will clean up their tap in birdies, and I'll be taking a par, but
Just 46, so even doing cardio, I'm still tired.
Hole number 12, par 3, 277 feet, 79 feet. Straight down the tunnel, just very straight laser beam shot. I'm sure most of these guys are throwing putters or mid ranges at absolute most. It opens up a little bit once you get to the green, but there's plenty of trees to deal with once you're inside.
One of the hard things to deal with about this hole, it's a great little hole, but it's the fact you just walked up the 9-mile hill behind you. So you're a little winded when you try to get up onto this one.
Or just sneak. Come on.
Have to give me a little oxygen tank table set up there for next year.
This is a fantastic little par 3, and there's so many cool ways to play it. I think Ben is throwing a zone here, if I remember correctly.
It is. That's his 4-claw zone.
He did come close. We knew it looked close, but it's kind of hard to tell from this far away how close he actually got to that basket.
That would be a really cool ace story to have.
You can make a pretty good run at this, and you're not, yes, you can get 40 feet away, but you're not going to like roll down a hill or something like some of these other greens you can get into.
Yep.
Oh
wow.
I just
thought that was going into the left side there, right out of his hand.
and he was talking about doing my walk away after that. He let go and he knew it was turning. He knew that disc would stand up and drift off, which is what you kind of want to do. Start down the left side and work away.
Walk off. No.
Yep.
Oh, it's fine.
Yeah, Clint got just tangled up a little early and had to take his easy par and just walk away, basically.
Looks like he had that tree to contend with for Ben's putt.
Yeah, he definitely had that one in the way. We weren't expecting it to be that far past when we walked up to the basket. We all thought it was going to be down on the little kind of the walking path trail that's back there, but unfortunately it just went through all of it. And me in my advanced years now, this used to be a putter and is now turned into a mid-range. The ceiling on this one is just enough to make you need something will carry underneath it, where a putter, you need a little bit of height on it to make it glide and carry this 300-foot shot.
Yep.
Unfortunately, get Clint and Ben cleaning up their pars, but a couple birdies on that hole's not bad. All right, hole 13, a 499-foot par 4. You start off up on top of this hill, and you're trying to throw a little turnover or a right-moving shot to land into this little landing zone about 200, 250 feet short of the pin, and then work your way down the hill and then back a little left as this green is tucked in. You're mostly just trying not to get caught into the thick rough left or right on this hole. Get Harper starting us off, I believe. I think a lot of people will play this one just kind of a putter or a mid off the tee just to get into this landing zone kind of up where Harper is. And then get down to the green.
Looks like
Yeah,
he's
but that's
just
not
slightly
bad.
off on the right side.
You want to make this first gap and have a little bit of turn to it, because this is one of those holes. If it's windy, it's a touchy shot. Look out. But this is one of those holes on the course that you can't really remember the number of it when you're playing it, because it doesn't quite stick out, but you walk up to it and you remember it as soon as you walk up. There's a little left, but he's all right over there. Ben, I think, plays the more aggressive turnover sidearm, trying to get down there. We were talking about it, where he's not as comfortable trying to play that soft turnover layup, and I can understand that. That's a learned thing. You don't have off the bat. He's just kind of playing the percentages. If it hyzers out, great. If not, it'll probably kick down and be all right. Clint actually didn't have too bad of a spot there, but it is not an easy downhill picking your gap with these kind of scatter shot of pine trees going down this hill.
Well, you had just enough of the wide part of the fairway to throw into.
Yeah, you kind of bail out and play it out to the right without. It's a little safer and just take the putt instead of trying to curl it nicely back around and get to the basket. Sometimes it's just better to give yourself a look at it than trying to park something and getting yourself in trouble. Harper's trying to do the same thing, but catches the last thing. You can see here, Ben will get creative again. He is not afraid to try some shots.
No, not at all.
And from where he was, that's not bad at all, really. That's a good bid.
Very nice, safe bid.
Oh. He just kind of gets stuck. The rough out here, when you actually miss the fairway and get in the rough, it is just mean. Ben was kind of playing that. I think that was his coy, where he just kind of gives it the old half a bid and please don't run away. That was a dirty roll. I did not see it roll that far when we were playing.
Nice bird, top shelf.
Yeah, that was kind of ignore the chaos and just keep going. Please don't see it. Don't think about it.
Oh, no.
This hole was just being mean to Clint.
Goodness.
He had a couple of these this round where he played, actually threw really well, but he had 2 or 3 holes that were just mean. Where he took triples or a 7 or an 8 or something silly that was just roll away fest. It was hard to watch.
Goodness.
Because you never want to see someone have to. Because this shot into the green from up above, a couple shots before this, did not deserve to roll 35, 40 feet downhill into the woods.
No, not at all.
That's unfortunately disc golf for you. We don't get quite the rolls that you do in ball golf, but we still got things that are round that we're throwing. So
yeah. Hole number 14, par 3, 246-foot shot. We got a creek kind of wraps all the way around the green. There's a couple of wide gaps that people go. I've seen people go left or right. But the green is up on a mound, and you kind of want to not too much action once it hits the ground.
I gave my own commentary there. I said exactly what I did. Yeah, that's
the one. Put toward the fat part of the green.
This is a hole you feel like you should just be able to throw a hyzer and get to it, but it has that one tree right up by the pin that you can. It looks like it's not even in the way, but throwing the hyzer line, you're coming right across back at that tree. So sometimes you just throw it too hard, and it brings in long issues, like this one right here.
And that's.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we go down and find out he's in bounds, but that's the unfortunate danger of that hole where it's just it can get away from you. You're trying to make sure you don't throw in the creek, and you throw it a little high and hard, and it just floats farther to the creek on the left side. But this is Ben plays this little inside line. He definitely attacks it a little closer, but he caught the tree we're talking about.
Yeah, it's like it just shot him down straight in the creek.
Yeah, just straight into the OB. There was not much you could do with that one. You throw the shot you like on that one, and unfortunately, sometimes you get that result.
Well, at least he'll have a decently short putt for his par save.
Yes, he has the better one than Clint got, unfortunately. But this is a hole I'd love to. I love this screen. I'd love to have 3 or 4 different pin spots on this screen where you could just move it around, where it's only 30 or 40 foot different. It would make all the difference in the world on a little hole like this. Ooh, almost got that
one out to the left on that peninsula.
Yeah, just one. You don't have to put it all the way out there, just a little bit. You know. We found out Harper was inbounds, but he was definitely stuck on a funny spot on the side of that creek.
Yeah, it gets a little steep over there on the side.
Yeah, we did not make this hole look very easy.
Very 246-y.
Oh, the worst part is we had the group behind us. As we're walking off this hole, 2 of them parked this basket. And I think it was just a threesome behind us.
Yeah. I think it was the threesome of the MP40s.
Yeah, it was MP40 or 50s. I don't remember which one it was. But yeah, they were. We felt so bad when we saw that.
While you're sitting there on 15's tee.
Yep. But that's kind of the nature of the beast of this type of hole. They can be kind of feast or famine. Hole 15, 187-foot par 3. This is that little guy you want to get, but can just annoy you when you try to get up here and don't get around this big tree and get up by the pin. You feel bad when you don't park it, but it is a nice little par 3. The tee pad is just, feels like it's in a slightly awkward spot to throw it, either a turnover or a back or a sidearm on this one. It's like you can see Harper lining up all the way on the left side to try to get away from those this little clump of trees there. And you just feel so bad missing a 187-foot hole with no OB on it.
So surprising that something that short's a score separator.
I like little holes like this. They're fantastic to have kind of mid to late in either 9, where you're thinking you need to get it, but you can walk away and go, how did I 3 or 4 that hole? Because it's fairly benign, really, unless it's windy. I mean, there's really only thing protecting is those couple of trees and the bit of a hillside that you can bank and roll away from. But like even Harper, we didn't throw great shots. You're really not sitting with bad putts, but you'd really rather have a 10-footer on this hole.
Very nice save.
Oh, yeah, that was a good birdie putt. We're both hanging out like 25, 30 footers, maybe a little outside that, but...
Oh, splash left.
Yeah, didn't quite commit to that one.
Another nice bird.
Most people give these type of holes a bad name, but they have their place in golf. I'll take the lonely par.
Hole number 16, par 5, 700 feet. This is the big boy on the back 9. First, most of the guys are going to try to go as far as they can across this creek without getting too far to the left or right. You definitely want to be able to fully throw your second shot to be able to have a chance to get up anywhere near the green. There are several different lanes, but the right lane on the second half of the fairway is the most used. Then it's a pretty guarded green here once you get all the way up.
When did you guys move this tee pad back here?
2 years ago, the gold tee pad was installed.
Gotcha. Yeah, because they had that funny one off to the side that they were thinking about doing that doesn't quite work. But this is a great addition to this hole.
Yeah, I never really liked the one off to the side, so I never really did play that one in any of my events there. It was a putter, just a putter chip shot to the short tee pad, and I didn't really like that.
No, you were just hoping to not accidentally throw in the creek from that one. It really wasn't
Yep.
that great. With this one, it really is. It's still it's not a hard par 5 if you can even play layups short of the creek, and probably some of these guys can still eagle this hole. But it's got enough teeth on it where it plays very nicely. It's got a good scoring separation on it. Because you have to watch out with where that creek is, and it wanders up the hill, and it just takes disc away from you and gives you strokes.
It's like that one's a little low.
Yeah,
Did he make it across the creek?
No, I don't remember he was OB or not. He definitely threw too low.
We'll change it.
Like, just a little higher, and that shot was
We'll see.
money.
Who knows? It's been a while.
Clint puts a nice move on this one, if I remember. Oh, that's what it did.
Nice friendly skip.
It skipped through the inside.
Yeah, very friendly skip.
Because we saw it where it ended up. It was a great spot. But it's like, how'd you get there? I'm playing something kind of just go straight at the hillside. I would have loved it to be a little higher, but inbounds on this hole is a win.
Uh-oh.
When you're diving and looking,
Yeah, that was you just
Take the medicine.
pitching out, move along. There was nothing else to do from over there. That's unfortunate jail, but you can still do something from back here. He's got more than enough power to get up and down, get an easy par still.
It's like he had another tree action.
Yeah, they keep happening on this hole. The bin's down at the bottom. This is kind of where you'd play if you were playing a layup to land short of this creek. But he's got so many shots in his arsenal. It'd be fun to watch him do all sorts of funny shots with these rollers and everything.
Oh, wow. Very friendly tree there.
Yeah, it bounced him right back out to a nice spot. He wouldn't have been bad off, but it would have definitely been a little more work.
I was just going to say.
Harper fortunately had to heave one out of there, but he got way up here.
It's like you're just off to the right.
Yeah, just stuck on the hillside. You're just playing kind of the safe shot and get up there kind of near where Ben stopped over there.
It looks like you're just at the edge
Just
of
take
circle 2. Give it a little friendly bid.
Yeah, it's not a bad place over there. Now, Clint's in the land of where you can go for this eagle look and get way up there. Oh yeah, that looked nice.
Well, he got rooted to the left, but still got up there.
Oh, yep. You can see me playing fast there. I'm pretty sure I got the cameraman a couple times because I play pretty quickly. But that happens.
Come on, Ben.
Ooh, off the
I
basket.
forgot he got that close on that one.
Ooh,
That little.
it's very nice.
It's amazing how much space he can create with that little lefty flick. How much he opens up that shot.
there's a couple others we used to do, like blockhouse drains, whatever.
Harper doing the ever rare 2 sidearm rollers on a hole.
Yeah. That's usually not the shots you like to do 2 of on a hole.
No, but
Very nice eagle.
If you're willing to get a tee
But
shot off.
Clint continuing his interesting roller coaster of a round, but man,
Yeah.
for how much Harper wandered on,
Yeah, but I've never minded having
hitting a bogey
mine
wasn't
would've been
bad.
stuff webbed on the hillside perfectly,
Right.
no sand.
Yeah, it's a lot easier for me to go after it from here because I don't need to run up.
I'd love to go if I'd have gotten 10 feet further up the hill. They're like,
Or even if it
or
wasn't
even
muddy.
on the flat, then you go for it.
Even if that hill wasn't muddy.
Yes.
Hole 17, playing a straight shot, get up here to the right and get up this gap and just get near this green. There's a couple of different options of a straight, a left, and a right shot. As you can see, as you get up near this green, you're just looking to hyzer back into this basket at the end. This is a good little par 3 to late in your round that gets a funny little 2-stroke swing action on it. I think a lot of people play this super wide route out to the right. Like that. Oh!
Oh!
God, I thought he hit band. He hit upper chains.
No, it's
Hit
not.
chains.
Oh, we were thinking he squared the band from where we were on the tee because it made so much noise.
When I walked up, it's just the
Gracious.
And now I got to follow that. That's always fun to follow a shot after someone
Yeah.
absolutely demolishes chains.
Like it's by far the biggest jet.
This one works out all right. Gets up there for a putt.
Yep.
This is kind of a hole you walk up to and pick your line of how well you're playing that round. Like you might go the straight line, you might play this little move to the right inside of the one I did. And then you've got Ben throwing a tomahawk right at it, I'm pretty sure.
Oh.
Still not bad, but
Well, wrong way.
you just don't.
So much speed on that thing.
Him and his brother have just such ridiculous arm talent, what they can do and how well they throw and how they take care of their shoulders. No,
Oh, I don't see too many forehands on this
no,
hole.
not really at all. Ben's almost throwing like a lid flip pancake in at this basket.
Yeah. It's like it slid a good bit to the left.
Yeah, but he's been putting much better, so he's much more confident around the green ever since he went to full lefty putting instead of putting right-handed. That's a nice putt from Harper.
Yep. Very nice bird. Nice. Great par save.
Yeah, he's definitely got much better on his putting in the last year or two. That was kind of his Achilles heel for a little while. I didn't end up too far off. Just a little 20-footer or something, maybe, I think, left on this basket, which is... You'd love closer on this hole, but...
Nice birdie.
You'll take anything up on top of this hill. And the man who smashed chains, I don't even think he got to write his name down on the CTP either.
Oh, man. Parked it, yeah. Hole number 18, par 5, 640 feet. Tight wooded fairway, or tightly fairway. You want to land it by this big tree in the middle right here on your first shot to give you a full throw on your second shot to get anywhere near the green to have a chance at eagle. I'm sure that most of the guys on this card could have a chance to eagle this one. The green is wide open. Not too many trees around it whatsoever once you actually make it to the green.
I think we're actually playing this as a par 4 this week, aren't we?
Yes, it is. Oh my goodness, I can't.
And this is the serious bonus birdie of the round, because you've got to throw a good 340, 350 foot shot and stop in a good area. That's a good spot right where Clint is, because it probably leaves you probably a full 300 foot shot into this green.
Yep. And again, 2 years ago, I changed these from changed hole 10, or excuse me, hole 10 and hole 18 from par 5s.
Yeah. No, and they're par 5s for a blue level course, but
Yep.
you try to play with open players on it, you probably call them these couple par.
We just had basically like 3/4 of the MPO division, eagle in the hole, so I decided to change it.
No, it's fine if you have one drivable par 5 or second shot par 5 that you can get to. You don't need 2. Because this is a wonderful shot, but it's so hard to get back into this nice little landing zone here.
Mm-hmm.
Because even if you throw a good one, it's tough second shot.
Yep, just that big tree, probably 60, 80 feet past it. That's absolutely ideal.
I think this is probably most everybody's in the round only high-speed driver they threw this whole round, unless you threw a side or something. I think everybody, for the most part, we were all throwing fairway drivers for our high-speed disc most of this round.
Because I think most of y'all are throwing mids or fairways on 16 and then probably the same on 10.
Yeah. pretty much the only couple times are if you go for a few oddball shots here and there, where you get a little aggressive. But most of these angles on these par fours, you're not worried about distance per se. You're more worried about landing zones. Like this, I threw a decent tee shot, but being that 5 feet left on the left side of the fairway, it's a much harder up shot. Clint's looking at a straight shot, but it is a tunnel all the way out to this basket, except for the last, what 70 feet or so?
Probably so.
It gets out of the woods. Like, I doubt there were very many birdies on this hole this round. Maybe a few. Yeah, 2 or 3 it looks like. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, he unfortunately knew what he did there and just kind of pulled it. But that's kind of the nature of the beast of this hole. This course will kind of wear you down after a while unless you're shooting really good. Oh, and if I remember correctly, he went from having a good tee shot to an shot to throwing a ridiculous shot to get out there.
Yeah. Off the barrel.
Yeah, and Harper's just in this land of you're kind of out here scrambling away over here, trying to get out of the little rough and get away from this round and
Well, at least he gets to
not
finish
take
it
a
up.
bigger number.
Yep.
Yeah, because this is a par 5, a little
I
easy,
could dunk a basketball
but
in three.
it's just enough of an elevated basket to make you look at all your putts.
Oh man.
He knew that when we let go, unfortunately.
Scramble.
But all in all, everybody managed the round fairly well, except for Clint got a couple of unfortunate welcome to South Carolina event holes there
Yeah.
and there. But let's see if we can get Ben to finish his round out. Yeah, a little high, but it stayed in. I'm sure he wanted that stroke back.
Another par tap in.
Yeah, I think most of the time it's just going to be a par on this hole for a lot of people.
After 18, we got Michael Johansen and Dylan Cepolo tied at 8 down. We got Harper, Thompson, and Nathaniel Johnson tied at 7. We got a 3-way tie at 6 down with Matt Fling, Shane McCullen, Broden Barlow. Then we have Ben Wolff and Alan Vasquez at -5.